In tonight's V's and O's segment, we're going to talk about Jermaine Samuels and a guy who I think is absolutely a key to this Villanova offense. And sometimes when he's playing great, this offense is cooking. Sometimes when he's not playing so well, he's an active deterrent to the progress of the offense. And yes, that's probably a blunt way to say it, but that's another way to say he's a really important facet of what's going on here. So let's talk about different ways that Jermaine Samuels receives the basketball. We're going to start with the good. We want Jermaine Samuels, if you're a Villanova fan, to catch the ball somewhere in here. And it could be deeper. It could be inside the lane here, being able to go right up without putting the ball on the floor. But I think right around here, just shy of the elbow, is a really effective place for him to catch the basketball. And why? Well, because he's not the strongest ball handler, but he can get to the basket. He's somewhat shifty. He's also a strong rebounder, can get his own. I think him in this area is very, very effective for this team. What we saw him do well against Xavier is the ability for one power dribble to get into the lane, body the defender, and finish. And he can actually finish with the right hand going to the right or with the right hand going to the left. And it's something where he's getting a little bit better trying to finish with the left, but he's a strong finisher with his right when he gets into this area right here. And that's really the magic area. Jermaine Samuels, not only for his ability to score, but his ability to run point essentially from right here, either drive to the basket, lob it over the top to a big down here, or switch the floor and create spacing in this 4-out, 1-in offense, for this Villanova team. So spacing here, 1, 2, 3, 2 inside. You know, Jermaine might have been here cutting inside. Now the floor really opens up for this team, both from an attacking the basket and tossing the ball around the perimeter. We saw Jermaine go 7 for 10 from the floor, 6 of 9 from inside the arc, and a lot of it was getting things going, and a lot of it was one or less dribbles as he gets to the basket. I think 2 dribbles is fine, but anytime you're putting the ball on the floor, more than that, if you're Jermaine Samuels, it's a problem. Well, let's take a look at how he was catching the ball earlier in the year. Out here is not where Jermaine Samuels wants to catch the basketball. It's too far here from the three-point line to realistically take a shot. Even then, he's not the best three-point shooter that you'll see, but you do not want Jermaine putting the ball on the floor and then rising up for 3. It's a recipe for disaster. He has to be an overlap guy. Colin Gillespie dribbling the ball down the floor. Here's Samuels behind. A little flip back to Samuels. Rise up. No dribble. Just spot up 3. We saw him hit a shot from about there against Kansas. Same type of play, overlap. Colin Gillespie finds Samuels. He hit another 3 that way against Xavier. That's where he can be successful. But really, at the end of the day, this is talking about where he's catching the ball and does he have to put it on the turf. Because if he doesn't have to put the ball on the pavement, he's a very, very dangerous offensive player, which is something that I don't know that I would have found myself standing in this spot saying back in November. But here he is, and he's healthy again. He is a solid finisher inside, and he has the ability to catch and shoot from beyond the arc to make the extra pass, but not to run the offense. And frankly, he shouldn't be expected to coming out of the small forward position. Villanova has been very gifted in the past with guys like Eric Paschal that could run the offense from the 4 spot, right? Jermaine Samuels isn't that guy, and that's okay. Villanova fans, Villanova analysts like us have been spoiled over the years to see that. But what his role is catching the ball right in here. And what can he do? He can distribute. He can drive. He can also pull up from about there. And also he can attack the glass from out here. And that's the unsung part. Maybe it is sung. Who knows? Who's listening, right? Jermaine Samuels, though, rebounding the basketball is as good as it gets for his body type, for his size, for his height. He just knows where to be from that perspective. He can create some blocks as well. An athletic specimen, understanding a little bit better what his role is. Jermaine Samuels, a key in this starting lineup. And the more minutes he can play per game, the more effectively he can play, and the more offensively efficient that he can be, is going to determine how far Villanova basketball can go this year. So that's our V's and O's here tonight. Jermaine Samuels, a key offensively for this Villanova team. Keep your eye out for that. Where does he catch the ball? How many times does he put it on the pavement? And that'll give you a good proxy for his efficiency and how well he does from the floor. We'll be right back on the other side. Kevin will have some thoughts on this. We'll wrap things up with our Cats in the Wild and some predictions for this week and for the last few weeks of the college basketball season. Kind of amazing to say, but here we are coming down the stretch once again. And this time, 2019-2020 Villanova team gives us a lot to look forward to heading into March. We'll be right back.